Hello and welcome to episode 20 of series 2 of Master League Story Mode. Now, I don't want to start this episode on a down note, because that would be a huge shame, but there's just been something that's been bubbling under my skin recently, and I think it has been reflected by a few of the comments from you recently. I'm getting a bit bored of this series. Yep, that's it. I'm going to come out and say it. It's not had the reason series 1 was really interesting was that we started from scratch and we had young, exciting, not that great players that we had to build up into absolute world beaters, and we had a promotion run and then getting used to the Premier League. I mean, actually, we probably did too well and we got to a Champions League final in the third season, but that's by the by. What we really need to capture in Series 3 is some of that starting from the bottom, building up, building a team spirit. With this Hull City side, you know, we've sort of meandered our way into third place in the league in our first season. We've built an incredible squad. But it's not really felt quite as fun, really, to play and as engrossing. So I apologise to all of you, especially new viewers. But what I would say is, that's why I started to look at the schedule, we're not far off Series 3. I always sort of wondered whether or not this would be really only a one-season series. And I thought, well, maybe if we start to enjoy some of the players, you know, if we start to build a relationship with them, we might want to play another season. But no, not for me. Not for me. Let's take a look. So we've got Watford and Swansea today. That's 1 episode, 2 episodes, 3 episodes, 4 episodes, 5 episodes. 5 episodes till the end of the season. So not long at all. We'll be done by the end of next week. So, we need to start thinking about the manager for next season. I've got some ideas, but I'm putting it out to you, the commenters. What do you think? So there's 2 things I want to know from you. First of all, who should the new manager be and where should they be managing? I've got some ideas. We've had some great ones over time. There's been some really great suggestions from you. But maybe some of you have had some thoughts, some ideas, so I'll be really interested to hear those. Secondly, one of the things I'm going to be implementing into Series 3 is some much stricter rules, specifically around transfers. So that might be limiting the overall rating, that might be limiting the countries which we can scout in, that might be limiting other things. So if you've got any suggestions for those, then please also let me know in the comments. I would probably like to start in the Championship. I would maybe consider another league. But, you know, let me know what you think. Anyway, as I said, it's a shame to put that on a downer. But, you know, I'm not really that excited how we do with Hull. We're not going to win the league. If we get Hull City into the Champions League in one season, I mean, that says more really to how easy the game is this year if you know how to play it. Let's have a look at the first game though anyway, shall we? We've still got some players that we love. We've got Bobby Snods. So our first decision is here. Who plays in the middle? Who is our centre midfield duo? Been differing opinions in the comments, which is interesting to see. Some of you think Bizarro and Suarez. Some of you think Bizarro and Mbula. I can see the benefits of having all of those players playing. I'm going to go with Bizarro and Suarez. The reason being, and I mentioned this in the comments, I think for Alex Ferguson, this is as close to the Roy Keane, Paul Scholes that you can get. I mean, Suarez is a similar player to Paul Scholes, really. Not lightning fast, but he's a great passer, and actually he's a good finisher as well. So we'll go with that today. It's a shame to see Mbula on the bench. But if anything, Mbula is the Keane. He's more defensively minded than Bizarro. Bizarro is a specimen. Actually, I think we'll play Mbula and Suarez, just to mix things up. That's the Roy Keane, Paul Scholes pivot in the middle. Out on the right, we'll stick with Fraser. Everyone else is looking fine. Butland's on a downward arrow, but we'll keep him in anyway. Up against the Watford side with 5 at the back. It's probably good to have Suarez in this side. They've got Igalo up front, who's dangerous in this as he is in real life. Barami in the middle, who will absolutely give you a kick in the face if you get anywhere near him, the dirty Swiss bastard. So back at the KCOM. I feel like I've put a huge cloud over this series now by questioning how excited I am about it. It has been a good season. I've seen some great goals. I mean, the aim of this series was always to just get a feel for Master League, see how difficult it is this year, which probably the answer is not that difficult. And get a feel to what we want to do for our real sort of main series. So I think we've achieved that at the very least. We've had some good times along the way. Sure. Oh, he was always going to struggle to get away from him in that position. And now Igalo's found a bit of space. He's got the wrong side of Davis. Igalo into the box. A strong running from Odion Igalo. And his shot just flashes past Butland's left post. Dangerous, as I said. Igalo, dangerous. Davis looked like he had that. But Igalo, such strength. And strength again to get ahead of him and get the shot in. Snodgrass looking for Robertson again. It's the Scottish link up down the left. Hernandez is there. Little flick over. Well, that's why. But that would have been a cheeky little goal. Holebas back to Watson. And Bula's there with him. Holebas again. That's a nice reverse ball into Barami. Screws it with the outside of the foot into Corey. Back to Barami. Into the box. But Fossey Mensah cut that out. Fossey Mensah's lost it in the box. That's poor play. Oh, Fossey Mensah couldn't clear. That was not very good. Nice ball out, but Tisserand's there again. Oh, Tisserand caught in possession by Akaka. So Akaka now into the box. He's away from one, he's away from two, he's away from three. Great effort, and Igalo's there for the rebound. Fucking hell. Absolutely awful play here. Tisserand caught in possession. He's been great today. Not with that, though. And Akaka slalomed his way through, and Igalo's there for the rebound. Nice play by Suarez, nicks that back. Long ball through to Cabela, little back heel to Hernandez, hits it with the right foot, easy for Pantilimon. Comes Watford, nice ball from Barami, doesn't find anyone, and that's half time, son of a bitch. Well, unsurprisingly, as I question the difficulty of PES this year, we get absolutely spanked in the first half, unable to get a shot on target. It was bound to happen. Bound to happen. Kaka finds Barami out on the right. On the left, Tisserand cuts that out again. He's been in the right places today. He made a mistake for the goal. But other than that, he's been good. Imbula spreads it out wide to Robertson. First time ball into Hernandez. Back to Suarez. Suarez looks over the top for him. Fraser that takes it down really well. Fraser ball into Cabela, doesn't get to him. Garlo. Oh, Davis still can't win it back. Third time lucky he does. Fossey Mensah. Snodgrass, little back heel into Robertson, his partner in crime down the left. Now it's Hernandez, he turns away from Holebas, but Watson with a great tackle. And now it's Cabela, spreads it wide to Fraser. You get the ball in. No, come on! Snodgrass over this corner. Can we work something here? We've really been poor in this game. Snodgrass to curl it in. Hernandez is there with the head. Oh, it's in! Abel Hernandez. It's that familiar link-up. Bobby Snods and ready, willing and able Hernandez linking up again, and there they are. They're great mates. Bezzy mates. It's just a textbook corner, really. Hernandez peeled away from his marker, and then even the incredibly, freakishly long arms of Pantilimon couldn't get to that Abel Hernandez header. He's on the score sheet again. Oh, it's a nice turn from Denis Suarez. Ball into Diamande, the substitute. Looking for Hernandez again. Wide ball out to Fossey Mensah. Picks his head up. Ball in. Hernandez is there with it. Another header. Snodgrass with the rebound, and he's bundled that in. An absolute Scotch bundle of a goal. I think Pantilimon is going to claim the own goal there. But it was the persistence of Bobby Snods who trampled all over Pantilimon there. It was good play. Fossey Mensah given way too much time to look up, get the cross in. Hernandez got ahead to it. Pantilimon with a good save. And then it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, but it was Snodgrass who was there. And that's not actually the first time this season that he's been involved in a bundle on the line. But importantly, the ball went over the line. It's Alex through from the back. There's still 3 minutes left of extra time, and Watford keeping here the pressure on. Oh, Pizarro, good turn from the substitute. It's Igalo. Oh, that's well cut out. But Imbula caught in possession. Feels like there's going to be a goal here. Oh, it's off the post! Pizarro out to Yanmat. Back to Pereira. He takes a shot as well. This time Butland saves it. And he takes his time here. It's 95 minutes. Comes around. Didn't even need to kick it. Wow, that was close at the end. Really felt like there was going to be a goal there. Pizarro hitting the post at the death. But actually that was a good win. We scraped that out at home. You expect to win against Watford at the KCOM with the form that we're in. I mean, that was a scrappy win. Absolutely a scrappy win. 2 shots on target. Really, we didn't deserve that. That's the sort of win that the AI get, that the computer gets, and you think, that's a cheap one. Fraser's not been playing well in the last few games. His pace has been found out, I think, a little bit. Maybe Lingard has got a claim for that right position back, but not sure. Hernandez back in the goals is, again, so consistent. 55 points now. That's a good solid 6 points off Tottenham in 5th. We've only lost 6 games this season. And I think a lot of those came in the early days when we were really struggling with team spirit. But as soon as the team spirit has gone up, although we have bought some incredible players, and I don't know what our overall team rating is, but it's been a little bit too easy. We shouldn't be at this point, really. Okay, so, I mean, we might as well just crack on to the next game. So it's Swansea City at home again at the KCOM. We should be dominating this one, surely, in the form that we're in. Oh, this Berzoa's on a downward arrow, and that's fair enough after being dropped for Suarez. But it's going to be Suarez and Mbula. Lingard's on a blue. Fraser's been below par recently. I think we'll give Fraser one more game because I like him. He's Scottish, obviously. Lingard's a loanee. I know that's sort of irrelevant at this point. But we'll give Fraser another chance. Everyone else is on these sort of sideways arrows. Sideways arrows are a little bit how I feel about this series at the moment. I've lost interest. No, that's too far. I've not lost interest. I'm still well up for playing these games. And I love to see these players progressing, but I've not got the same emotional attachment as maybe I should do. So we're up against the Swansea City side playing a very interesting 3-3-3-1 formation. They've got Dyer and Montero, tricky wingers, and then Llorente in the middle, who I imagine is an absolute beast in this with his heading ability, and Gylfi Sigurdsson just sitting in the hole behind him. This is a dangerous side. So back at the KCOM, these Hull City's fans extremely expectant now. Anything less than a win from Alex Ferguson's side. And there's riots in the street. Hull is smashed up to levels where it is actually obvious that it's been smashed up. It's carnage. So we need to win for the sake of Hull. Here's Montero, tricky winger. But Fraser, our tricky winger, wins that back. Again, he looks for Cabella out on the right. He steps inside of Sigurdsson. Cabella, great play. Low ball in. Hernandez keeps it in. Oh, it's out for a corner. Great play there from Cabella. He looked to cross it. Then he stepped inside of Sigurdsson really nicely. Oh, he'd done him up like a kipper there. It's a low cross in. Hernandez, great save. Snodgrass. Fosu Mensah steaming down the right-hand side. Steps inside of Guarin, and that's a horrible foul. I think he megged him there. He did not like... Guarin was not a fan of that meg, although we definitely are. See you later, mate. Oh, and then he... that's a broken leg. Guarin here gets a little bit of space, but Mbula nicks it away from him straight away. And now we look to break. Ball into... That's awful. Absolute tripe. Hernandez, great pressing. Snodgrass wins it back from Dyer. Hernandez inside to Cabella. Back to Hernandez with the outside of the boot. He's into the box, racing away from his man. Oh, he's hit that with some real zing. Don't know if the keeper got a touch to that, but he went near post. Didn't quite work. Fosu Mensah, short ball into Fraser. Steps away from Montero and then finds Cabella. Gets the ball in. Hernandez is there with a header straight at the keeper, but the rebound is all his. And he pounces on that and he says, yes, please. I will continue my run for the golden boot. Swansea hand him a really, really easy goal there. It's a traditional Abel Hernandez header, but the build-up was really nice. Fraser was involved. People have been questioning his abilities. That step inside of Guarin was nice, and he slipped in Cabella. Nice cross in. Hernandez gets ahead of his defender. And then the Swansea keeper can only parry it back into his path, and he finished with ease. And backwards again. And Murillo. Is this the way to Amarillo? It's not. They go backwards again to Nordfeldt. Swansea don't look like they want to win this game. And now it's Llorente. As I say that, Swansea coming forward here. Liam Britton out to Dyer. That's a great ball back into Liam Britton. Davis is there. Just does enough to put off the Swansea stalwart. Guarin, great ball into Llorente. Lovely save from Butland. And that is half-time. 1-0 to Hull City. Llorente had a chance there to level up before the end of the first half. Wasn't to be. It's not been a classic, but we're definitely on top and we deserved our lead. Better here from Swansea. Some crisper passing in the second half. We've obviously been told to pass forward, which is a novelty for them. But we've won this back here. Snodgrass. Good running from him. Oh, Robertson's made an absolutely great run here. Just needs to find the ball inside to Hernandez. He's offside. That's awful. Oh, only just. Snodgrass, ball into Hernandez. He turns really well. The ball into Cabela. Nice play out to Snodgrass. Hernandez. Oh, great save there from the Swansea City keeper. That should have been 2. Yeah, it's queuing up in the centre. It was a really nice build up there. Lanzini and Lingard coming on now for Fraser and Cabela. Try and nick that decisive second goal that we really need. Oh my God, Swansea are literally the most boring team I've ever seen on Pro Evo. Refuse to pass it forward. I mean, there's build-up play. And then there was just passing it around on the halfway line. Even when they get possession further down the pitch, they're unable to do anything with it. Suarez pounces on that. And now he streams forward. Can he find the ball through to Hernandez? Doesn't find him. 90 minutes on the clock here. If we can just prevent anything happening now, that would be a hard-battled win. Professional foul there in the centre from Imbula, just slowing things down with a minute left on the clock. Bang, straight into him. Marilla now into first. This is last chance stuff here for Swansea. Snodgrass has cut that out. He's able to pass it away. And that's it. A 1-0 win at home. 2 scrappy wins for Hull City, but wins nonetheless. And that's 6 points out of a possible 6. 2 home games in this episode. So we didn't have the possession, but we had the chances. Hernandez again, man of the match. Fraser again, 5.5. He's struggling really, although he was involved in that first goal. Another win. I mean, we just keep winning. 58 now. What's that? Evan up to 52. Still 6 points ahead of 5th place. And actually, we're creeping back up on Chelsea now. We're only 6 points behind Chelsea. And only 3 behind Manchester United. The title is absolutely still on. What was it? 6 games maybe after this? It's still on. Those were 2 sloppy, scrappy, close wins. I mean, wins nonetheless, and that's really the performance of a title-winning side, to win even when you're not playing very well. And we're still in this title race, and that makes things a little bit more exciting. I hadn't really thought we'd ever get close to Chelsea, but actually now we're in sniffing distance. And if we stay undefeated till the end of the season, or if we win every game till the end of the season, let's take a look at the schedule. Are they winnable? So if we beat Stoke, Middlesbrough, Bournemouth, Chelsea, Everton, Leicester. We've got a difficult 3 games in a row there. That's going to be a tough run. Chelsea, Everton, Leicester City. If we can come out of those games, having beaten Chelsea and picked up points at either Leicester and City, then we're absolutely still in this title race. So that's something to look forward to at least. But as I said at the beginning, let me know what you think about Series 3. Be interested to hear your opinions. I've got some ideas of my own, but I'm still open. Absolutely still open to another manager or another team. So let me know what you think. And I'll see you in a bit.